Hello students. Today I'll begin with the next poem, My Last Duchess by Robert Browning. Before beginning with the text of the poem or the explanation of the poem, I would like to introduce Robert Browning to you. Robert Browning has come to be regarded as one of the most important English poets of the Victorian period. His dramatic monologues and the psycho-historical epic The Ring and the Book, published in 1868-69, a novel in verse, have established him as a major figure in the history of English poetry. His claim to attention as a children's writer is more modest, resting as it does almost entirely on one poem, The Pied Piper of Hamelin. In 1868-69, he published his greatest work, The Ring and the Book, based on the proceedings in a murder trial in Rome in 1698. Browning has suffered more than some other poets from hostile incomprehension or misplaced admiration, both arising very often from a failure to recognize the predominantly dramatic nature of his work. The bulk of his writing before 1846 was for the theatre. Thereafter, his major poems showed his increasing mastery of the dramatic monologue. Now, what is dramatic monologue? Dramatic monologue is a poem written in the form of a speech of an individual character. It compresses into a single vivid scene a narrative sense of the speaker's history and psychological insight into his character. This form is chiefly associated with Robert Browning, who raised it to a highly sophisticated level in his poems like My Last Duchess, The Bishop Orders His Tomb, Fra Lippo Lippi, and Andre del Sarto. It has also been objected that Browning used his poetry as a vehicle for his philosophy, which is not of itself profound or interesting, being limited to an easy optimism. But Browning's dramatic monologues must, as he himself insisted, be recognized as the utterances of fictitious persons drawing their strength from their appropriateness in characterizing the speaker, and not as expressions of Browning's own sentiments. Thus, his great gallery of imagined characters is to be regarded as an exhaustive catalogue of human motives, not as a series of self-portraits. As long as technical accomplishment, richness of texture, sustained imaginative power, and a warm interest in humanity are counted virtues, Browning will definitely be numbered amongst the great English poets. That's all for the introduction of Robert Browning. In the next video, we'll start with the poem My Last Duchess. Thank you.